What's up, guys? It's Cryptics FTW here. I usually don't make YouTube videos. Check out my Twitch. It's the same name, Cryptics FTW. Um, First off, I'm not great at Souls games over here, but I've been playing the heck out of Elden Ring. Um, when I first got this game, I'm not that great at Souls games, but I studied the hell out of this game before I even bought it, just to see if it was the game for me, because there was a big hype around it, and I'm like, do I really want to pay, $60 for this game if I'm not going to be that good at it? And, I figured, why not? Because it's an open world, and I figure, I'm going to have a lot of choices on armor sets and stuff, and I'm going to be able to really do what I want in this game and have a little bit more control over, if I can't beat this enemy, it's going to be too hard for me. I can go and, level up and go around and find more equipment or find some spells or do whatever I want. I really had a different impression about this game. Um, I'm fairly new. I don't have a lot of time in these games. The only other games I played was Dark Souls 1, uh Demon Souls, like way back in the day on console. um Dark Souls 3, completely missed 2. I don't have a lot of time in those games. I've never beaten Dark Souls 1. I've never beaten Dark Souls 3. uh Again, I don't have a lot of time in them. I have quite a bit of time in Dark Souls 3, but I've never beaten it. um when I got into Elden Ring, I really I took a lot of time, a lot of advice from other people getting into it. I've looked up a lot of tutorials, like I wanted to know how to do things. When I got into the game, I immediately started streaming it on my channel. Um, I never played this game multiplayer. I'm a PC player, so of course at launch it had a few problems. Uh, but when I started taking advice from other people, I got on Facebook, I joined a community, and I started taking advice from people who I considered experts, because they're like, oh, I played a lot of Dark Souls. I'm a Dark Souls veteran, but I quickly learned that, Dark Souls veterans aren't exactly experts. And that's what I want to discuss in this video here. I found the bigger challenge wasn't the game itself. It was actually arguing with other PC players on forums and Facebook groups who didn't know how to self-optimize their own game settings. Um, they complained about stuttering. As you can see, this game is playing smooth as hell on my PC, and by all means, I do have a pretty good setup, but I'm only running on an old 1080 GTX, and it's not stuttering. Um, Sorry for you guys out there, but I mean, I tried to tell you it's not a dev problem. But other than that, that's just a little side note there. But what I found about this game that was really interesting, that people don't seem to understand, um, that I quickly picked up, was it's not really a dodge rolling game. Um, to me, it was more of a puzzle disguised as an action RPG. People don't understand. Well, the game's too hard. Well, it's because they were boss jumping and trying to just get from point A to point B, and they didn't really take the time to appreciate that every part of the game was a puzzle, including combat. You weren't meant to go straight to a boss and beat it. You're meant to figure out, well, what's up with this boss? What can I do to beat this boss? Go figure it out. And that was the challenge to me, was going around the maps and, you know, figuring that part out of the game. Um, but that's what really surprised me is the whole game itself is a more of a puzzle and figuring out how you can do that. This video, of course, I'm not going back and editing. It's just a one shot for me. Of course, I don't have my camera opening. I'm just doing this. But let's just hop into this right here. We're gonna take a look at my inventory. I just completed my game a couple days ago. I decided not to go to New Game Plus yet, and I will be doing that. We're just gonna go into this mess right here. So this is basically my chest, and I stashed some things I feel I'll never use, and of course some extras and whatever. But really, I wanted to talk about, you know, I don't really like how people, you know, self-proclaim themselves as experts for going in and beating the game like, oh, I beat the game like 50 times, you know? People say that a lot. Like, I beat the game like 2 or 3 times, and I beat the game, you know, 10 times, and you're not fully exploring the game. And that's, I realized that like instantly, like, got a lot of stuff here, you know? I mean, I don't have everything in my first playthrough. This is my first playthrough here. And I'm obviously, you know, I got a lot of stuff. Whole lot of stuff. I don't really think they can give advice on multiple builds. They're just giving advice on builds that finish the game the fastest for them based off stuff they see in like speedrunning videos. I don't really like speedrunners. I mean, you look at the first patch for the game, the first major patch, 1.03. Speedrunners, their stuff got nerfed, and if you look at past games, their stuff really often gets nerfed. The builds that they use in their playthroughs, I mean, that's what usually is the meta for the game. If you're not using this stuff, the community looks down on you. You're like, oh, you're not using, you know, Rivers of Blood. Well, I actually couldn't get that in my playthrough because of a bug, because I beat Fire Giant before I went to go look for it. And of course, the invasion never happened in my game, so I couldn't get that. Really sucks for me, but I mean, I'll get it in my next playthrough. No biggie. But I mean, there's other builds that are more viable. And you have these speedrunners on YouTube especially going through, and they're like, oh, this is how to beat the game the fastest. It's like, yeah, but they're not actually exploring the game. They're looking to play through the game like, if they could hit start on the game and go straight to the credits in 2 seconds, they could post a world record, and you'd have like 1 million people cheering, oh yeah, that person's an expert at this game. And it's like, they haven't even played the game. Come on, people. They haven't even played the game. Oh yeah, they're an expert at this game. No, they just figured out how to hit the start button and go to the credits. Like, they haven't played the game, people. Come on. They haven't gotten any of this stuff. How is that praised? They're just exploiting. I mean, this is the stuff I'm going to take into my next run. And when I get my duplicate one-handed weapons, and by the way, I'm not duping. This is all stuff I've farmed. And yes, I do farm, but I do not dupe. I'm going to be taking this stuff into my next game. And of course, I probably missed some crystal tears here. But it is what it is. I'll get it next game. Or the game after. But the matter of the fact is, I'm gonna explore and get that. Now I did go back through. I've gotten every, like, you can double check me. I've gotten every single cookbook. This is stuff I will not have to farm in New Game Plus. This is all done in one run. Double check it. Google it. I don't know if I have all the wet blades. I don't know for sure. I mean, that is what it is. Of course, I don't have all the spells. That's not something I've actively seeked. But I have what I need. And of course, haven't gotten our faith in Arcane up all the way. But we have messed with it. And yes, we did respec. I'm sorry to hurt people's feelings. I know there's people against respecing. But, and people laugh. They go, what level are you aiming for? I said max. They laugh. I'm like, what? This is totally doable. I mean, I play MMOs mostly. I'm used to sitting there and farming XP. My entire run in this game, because I couldn't find anybody that played on PC. Like, all my friends play this game on console. Gee, I really should sell some of these daggers. Like, I'm not going to use all these daggers. But, yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, this is my first playthrough. I'm not an expert. I don't have everything in the game. I will on consecutive playthroughs. I guarantee that. But years from now, like, don't tell me you're a Souls vet if your combined playthroughs don't include playing the actual game with exploration included. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, if you played the game like 50 times, like, how many times have you actually played any of the Souls games and have been like, well, you know, I've explored and gotten this weapon, you know, and in any of the games, like, just a weapon for example. Have you ever gone back and gone for a particular item, and are you able to give advice on more than, you know, 10 different play styles and builds? Or are you stuck on one kind of build that you saw a speedrunner use on YouTube and that's your play style? Like, have you come up with anything by yourself and said this works? Are you able to give advice on that? Are you able to help new players get into the game and say, well, you know, you could look for this item over here, or you could go over there, and here's a trick on how to get, you know, this item or that build, or, you know, this spell that works good with, you know, this skill. You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you do. And, you know, beating the game like X amount of times in the lowest possible level in the lowest time frame, I don't think makes you an expert. It just makes you skillful at one set way of doing things. And that just irks me. It bothers me. I don't know why. It's a trigger. Maybe it's because I'm a completionist in this genre of game style in an RPG kind of way. I don't know. That might be a me issue. But it just bothers me when people say, like, hey, I'm really good at something and I want to give you advice and I want to tell you how you're supposed to play a game, when they don't even really play the game. That bothers me. A lot of this stuff I see from other content creators especially. Just because you create content, it doesn't make you better than other people. I create content. I'm not better than other people. I probably am a lot worse than other people. I see these people with millions of views on YouTube. They get free stuff from Fromsoft. I see them opening boxes from different developers, from games that they play for like a month. Oh, here's some free swag. I'm gonna give you, boxes of free merchandise because you played this game on your Twitch channel and, put it down after 2 weeks and haven't gone into any of the extra content. Just to show it off and make all of your community jealous. Hell, I'm jealous. I'm jealous as hell. But you know what? I'm playing the game. And I have friends that are, they don't get credit for playing this stuff. They don't get credit for exploring. I make content in this stuff. I don't get credit for exploring. Yeah, I'm hella jealous. I buy the same game. I play the same game. I actually play it. I explore it. I make content. I don't get the same credit. They don't get the same credit. It's hella sketch. It's embarrassing. And then I see content creators that are labeled as veterans by their community, and their community can play much better than them, and they try to give them advice during their live streams. And what do? Because they're the content creator? They yell at them. And it's their first time playing the game. And they yell at them, and they tell them to shut up, that they're playing their game. And they'll figure it out. And 2 hours later, their community's still telling them that they're missing a basic game mechanic. And they just want them to move on. But they keep dying. And it's so horrible. It's so horrible. It says, please just be nice to your community and just listen to them. They give you beautiful advice. They're just trying to help you. But no, your community is so horrible. And that's sarcasm, by the way. Your community's wonderful. But you label your community and your viewers and your people in chat as horrible people just because they're trying to give you advice. No. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. They're wonderful people. I think I have almost every set in the game. I mean, it's just, you could tell just by the helms what sets I have. It's embarrassing. Again, if, yeah. If, this is just my first playthrough. If your combined playthroughs don't look anything like this, and I don't care if it's like 100 playthroughs. If your combined playthroughs 100, 50, 5, if they don't look anything like this 3 years from now, don't tell the community that you're an expert on Souls games or this game and be able to give advice on these games off your one build and what they should be doing and how they should be playing. when you haven't even explored the whole game. I'm sorry. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Contribute to the community. Be nice to each other. There's more than one way to play. Scriptics for the win. Peace out. Love y'all. Later.